his house and locked the door. But that wasn't who he was, no matter how loudly fear pulsed in his ears. He forced his mouth to open, forced a shout. "Hey!" The man spotted him, gave one last yank on the bag. The woman, arms hooked in the straps, stumbled forward and landed on the sidewalk. Her head hit the cement with a thud. The man gave up on the purse, jumped in his car, and squealed away. Nate looked at the car as he ran to the woman's side. Newish Chevy, silver, no plate. He reached the woman and helped her sit. Blood trickled from a wound on her forehead. "Are you okay?" She winced and squinted. I think so." He recognized the signs of a pounding head. He crouched beside her. "Don't try to move yet. Just take a deep breath. I'll call 911. "Did you get a plate number?" "There wasn't one." "Don't bother. They won't care." While she calmed herself, he looked for other wounds. A little blood had dripped into her eyebrow. She had plain brown eyes and a pale complexion. Aside from the bleeding head wound, she seemed all right. "You sure you don't want me to call the police?" "They'll never find the guy." She wasn't wrong. "Does anything else hurt? Your shoulder? Looked like he hit you." She rubbed the shoulder. "Just bruised, I think." "Can you stand?" She started to nod, stopped herself with a wince, and said, "Yeah." He helped her to her feet. "Do you live far?" "Kind of." He looked at his front door, then back at the woman. She seemed harmless, and she was injured. He had nothing to fear. "Why don't you come inside and I'll help you clean up that cut?" He expected her to protest. What intelligent woman goes into a house with a man she's never met? "Thanks." "Okay then. A risk taker." He walked beside her to his door. "I've already packed a lot of my furniture." She stepped inside and looked at the nearly empty living room. "I see that. There's a chair in the kitchen." He led her into the kitchen and indicated the single chair, then pulled a paper towel off the roll and handed it to her. "You're bleeding." She pressed it over the wound. "Be right back." In the bathroom, he located bandages and antibacterial gel, thankful he hadn't packed these things yet. Back in the kitchen, the woman was looking around at the cluttered space. "Where you moving?" she asked. "Home. New Hampshire." "How come?" "Time for a change." "How's your head feel?" She took the paper towel off and looked at the blood that had soaked it. Her skin paled even more. "I'm not good with blood." "You're doing fine." He urged her hand back to the wound. "Let's get the bleeding stopped before we bandage it. You want me to get you a Tylenol or something?" "It doesn't hurt that bad," she smiled. "Thanks for not letting me bleed to death on the street." He chuckled at her attempt at humor and leaned against the countertop. "Were you on your way somewhere? Is there someone I can call?" Her pale skin turned slightly pink. "Actually, I was on my way to visit you." He pushed away from the counter, glanced toward the door, and forced his gaze back at the woman. He was being paranoid, but he couldn't help it. Nor could he help the demanding tone in his voice when he said, "Why?" "You're Walter Boyle, right?" He crossed his arms, clenched his fists, made himself take a deep breath. "It's Nate, but yeah. Walter's my middle name. But in the Times, I'm Walter Boyle. Who are you?" She smiled, but he didn't return it. "We've never met. A few years ago, you worked on a story with my sister, Marisa Vega. Do you remember?" The name had him steadying himself against his counter again. Remember her? She'd sat beside him on the bus, given him the story of a lifetime, and then after a few weeks in hiding and with a little help from him, she'd disappeared. Marisa. Her name rose like a crocus.